Hi everyone. Hi, it's Rands Adventures, and this is Theme Park Chat. Basically, I want to talk about Mack Rides. It's an amazing company. They do so much brilliant rides across the world. I found obviously they've got big rides here like Icon. They've got the obviously they've got Storm Chaser down in Portland's Park. They have the Mack powered coaster at Alton Towers, which is the runaway mine train. They have a Mack Rides ride at the which is obviously the Curse of Alton Manor. Obviously, that's a Mack ride as well. The train and that for the drive vehicles and stuff for that. Yes, I just wanted to talk more about Mack. Obviously, they've got a big, massive, obviously following around the world. Obviously, they produce rides for all over the world, like Helix and things like that. They obviously the DC ride in Australia, DC Rivals coaster, the hyper coaster. But they've got the new, obviously, Mack own, or the Mack family own Europa Park in Germany. And obviously they are building the new ride, which is coming out there soon. Obviously, all the rides there are Mack. But I just wanted to basically talk about them. Obviously, Icon, I love Icon. It's an amazing, ride. The way it's so smooth it is. Obviously, you've got the new coaster coming in at Fort Park, which is going to be a hyper coaster. Not sure. Obviously, Mack haven't released anything to do with what train it's going to have. Obviously, I understand it's very, very good elements. The ride that they've got coming out in Europa Park, they're building at the minute, comes out in 2024. That looks super amazing. Some details come out about that today. They've displayed obviously the layout of the ride. It's called around Nikola Tesla, but Croatia land type effect. But obviously they've brought out so much to do with that as well. Looking at their feed and the media stuff like that. But Mack are a brilliant manufacturer. Obviously one of the best in the world. Obviously there's all other ones, but this one's just about Mack today. Yeah, so I just wanted to basically show what it's like on their website. Obviously they've got things coming out as well, but obviously they're based in Germany. So I just wanted to basically make sure that there we go. So obviously Mack are obviously the family here. The board of directors, and obviously this is the Mack family, or Ronald Mack, Dr. Ronald Mack, Joachim Mack, and Michael Mack. Obviously, they own Europa Park. So 90% of the rides are in Europa Park are Mack, including the inverted Arthur themed powered coaster, which is that's amazing. That ride that looks amazing. That does. But obviously they work a lot, as you can see here. Obviously you've got a big team. Obviously you can see that's the Arthur ride car. But the ride cars, I like the the elements of the lap bars that on most of their rides now, the new ones, they're incredible. Obviously, their passion there. It's a rush of adrenaline, the laughter of our visitors, and cheers during the rides. We love to make people smile with our rides every single day, which is, which is amazing. Obviously, you've got the train manufacturing, obviously the layouts, the engineering of how the rides are built, track manufacturing as well. Also, the final assembly, so the cars. Obviously, these seats are not for Icon, but obviously these are 4 wide. So, but obviously Icon has got them sort of seats, and I imagine obviously that's a nose code from Icon. So that would probably be on the new Hypercoaster, I would imagine. I don't know how wide the Hypercoaster is going to be, whether it's going to be 2 seats, whether it's going to be 4 seats. I do not know. But obviously Mack are amazing. They've got obviously the Hypercoasters. Around the world, obviously, there's obviously a Hypercoaster going up there. That just looks absolutely amazing. It's pretty cool. It's amazing the way that the track is and everything else like that. The engineering of Mack. I mean, if just look at that is incredible. The engineering that goes into making these rides look very, very awesome. Obviously, you've got the lightning options, which is obviously that's Helix. That looks like Helix. But obviously, you've got different versions of the cars. Obviously, the modern seats you've got there, which are pretty cool. Obviously, the lap bar seats with the thing, the same as obviously the spinning coasters, which which we'll go on to in a minute. You've got comfortable seats, magnetic brakes. It's so cool. Obviously, you've got a couple in the world. You've only got 3 at the minute. Obviously, one in Turkey, which is Hypercoaster, I think. Then you've got the Flash in China, and then obviously you've got the DC rival Hypercoaster, which is down in Australia. Obviously, soon there'll be one here when they build one in the UK. Obviously, yeah, they're amazing. We'll look at mega coasters. So look at some of them as well. See what they've got in here. We'll go on find out the. So there is the mega coasters. We've got Storm. That looks really cool. Maxwell always got the same trains, like the same layout of the sort of like the track. It's very like that, that 3-pointed triangle that curves and bends, and it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. They're so cool. Obviously, they've got dark rides. That dark ride, that's really cool. Obviously, you've got big spinning. You got obviously spinning coasters as well. We've got extreme spinning coasters. Obviously, you've got one in Silver Dollar City, which is obviously Time Machine, and then obviously you've got I think this is Silver Dollar City. I think, yeah, Silver Dollar City. So that's Time Machine. Obviously, you've got Ride to Happiness, which was obviously with in Plopsaland, Japan. So that's Silver Dollar City, but they're the similar ride cars to the ones that are there. So that they're awesome. Obviously, yeah, as you can see, Silver Dollar City, but it looks very, very, very much like obviously very, very, very much like Ride to Happiness. you know, obviously it's got a different drop. The seats are the same, and the layout, you've got different, as you said, different layout options and stuff like that. But you know, they're incredible. Fast incline lift, chain lift up to 45 degrees, and they're obviously launched as well. Both of them are launched. Customizable train designs, so everything's will customize seats. You know, obviously you've got different seats and stuff like that as well. So you can have different seats as well as you want. So you can obviously buy them and put them in however you want. You've got obviously the vertical coaster, which is obviously, this is the one. This is Arthur, I think. Yeah, this is Arthur. So obviously, this is Arthur's. This is the one that's it. So this is like a dark ride, but the gondolas are amazing. But it's a powered coaster as well. But as you can see, the seats are just lap bars. There's no over the shoulder restraints. They're just lap bars. So, but it looks awesome. It really does. But it inverts, so that's crazy because that thing inverts and it's only got lap bars. So it's it's crazy. It's proper mad. Yeah, but yeah, it's really, really cool. It looks absolutely incredible. Yeah, just going to do, obviously this is from their YouTube channel, Mack, obviously, but we'll just have a look at this one to see. Just have a quick look. The thing is with Mack, it's not just you know, it's Europa Park, which is, you know what I mean, it's so cool the way, look at that, it's all like, oh, it's amazing, it's proper good, it's just incredible, and it looks, audio, lights, everything, it's awesome. Dark ride, the dark ride is epic, it's absolutely, oh, it's art, yeah, so it's from obviously the film Arthur. But it just looks, it's incredible. I don't want to do too much of that, but yeah, it just I mean, look at the effects. It's a world-class dark ride. It's like just amazing from Mack. It's just yeah. So we're going to carry on from there. Yeah, so yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. Obviously, you've got powered coasters, and you've got launch coasters. Obviously, inverted obviously means hanging down. Sorry, so it means hanging down. So it sits below the track instead of above it. So not on it, but above it. That's what inverted means. Obviously, it doesn't go upside down, but it's some inverted coasters go upside down. I'm not sure if that one does. I've not seen the full element of that. But obviously it's all, if you go to Europa Park, please go to Europa Park. It looks amazing. It is amazing. Obviously you've got powered coasters. You've got like different trains around the world. Obviously you've got the powered coaster at Alton Towers, which is obviously obviously the Runaway Mine train at Alton Towers. That's Mack. Yeah, so it's awesome. But we've got dark rides. There's so many. So you've got submarine dark rides as well. Tristan Splash. You've got super splashes. You've got water coasters. So we have a look at the water coasters. So we've got And so you got your one at Europa Park. Single rails or banked curbs. You've got banked curbs there, which is single lap bars as well, which is cool. Got a couple of them in the world. Quite a lot of them in the world, actually. None in the UK, though. You've got Poseidon at Europa Park. You've got Water Coaster at Aqua Show. You've got the Journey to Atlantis at Orlando. You have the Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld. You have Storm at SeaWorld in Australia. And you have Polar Explorer at Long Ocean Kingdom. So yeah, there's some massive coasters. But the new ride that I see that's coming out, that looks amazing as well. That roller coaster looks amazing. Like, they just look. That's the Storm one. They look so cool. They just. I mean, you know, everything that comes out of Mack that is Poseidon looks absolutely incredible. The theming that around obviously Europa Park is out of this world. You know, like just the theming in general of Europa Park. Just want to do a quick search for that. Here it's incredible. Let me just do something quickly. Let's just where are we? So Europa Park, Germany. So we'll pull this over here for a minute. So Europa Park, Germany. Now you've got obviously the ride that they're building. New coaster. So that's the new one that's being built in the Croatia land in 2023. It's opening in 2024. But the look of it, if I can get some pictures of it, it looks absolutely incredible. So this is Europa Park. Let's have a look. Obviously, you've got Blue Flyer, which is a Mack ride, obviously, the mega coaster. It's a Blue Flyer. That's an incredible. That's like an amazing ride. That. We'll have a look at the new. It's built around like Tesla. Here we go. So this is it. So this is the new coaster that's coming out. So you can see you've got different pictures. So you've got obviously this is the land. So this is the Croatia land that you can see here. So it's the beauty of Croatia. But this is the coaster here. So this is the one that's coming. So look, it's going to look amazing. So the story behind the coaster. So we'll have a look at this. So this is the design of it. Also, this is different, but this is the Coaster Kings. So just do a bit from there as well. But we want to stay on Mack's. Mack haven't got anything, but we see if Europa Park. I'm looking for the Europa Park stuff. Obviously, you've got the Tesla buildings, which is celebrate Nikola Tesla. So that's obviously Mack there. So this is obviously thank you to everybody, but obviously they're opening different people. So this is the picture. So this is the ride here. So that's absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's also you can watch a concept POV. All right, so we'll go to Europa Park's website. So this is from Europa Park. So this is the coaster that's going to be built. So there's obviously this is the ride that's going to be built at Europa Park. We'll just watch this. This has come from Mack, obviously Europa Park. Obviously, so it's come from Mack Media, obviously. It's buffering a little bit. So this is the ride. The look at this! Wow, this is epic. Wow. See, the way Mac designed their rails is so cool. Um, uh, oh, whoa. Oh, it's moving. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? Oh my God, it's going to go the other way. Oh, this is madness. So it's going backwards now. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. Oh, so it's going to, oh, wow. So, oh, wow. This ride is going to be amazing. It's going to be epic. Obviously, notes down to obviously I'm just portraying Mac how it's you know, hands up to Mac for creating such an amazing ride. Wow. And obviously the Croatia land is going to be amazing as well, from Europa Park. So um yeah, that's going to be proper amazing, coming from Mac. But as you can see, obviously you've got a lot of the rides being built at the minute. Um, and obviously the Tesla here, the Tesla thing here, Tesla building, which is like it looks that's what it's going to look like. Obviously you've got the designers. Obviously you've got all different views of the ride and everything else like that. But obviously, yeah, beautiful Croatia, which is going to be another indoor ride as well, 3D film. So that's going to be awesome as well. But Mac in general, um, they're just amazing. It's the Mac itself. I love Mac. Obviously, as you like, Icon is probably. I mean, Icon will probably be done as a launch coaster, I'd imagine. We'll have a look at that. I'm sure it's a launch coaster. Mac it launches twice. Mac. So you got Helix. Yeah, that's Helix at Lisburg. So yeah, so that's almost like Icon. That looks very much like Icon. I would imagine a Blue Flyer. Obviously, that's at blue. That's obviously at Europa Park. As you say, that the train's exactly the same, but yeah. So you've got obviously a blue fire. That's a mega coaster. But I don't think Icon's not on here, so I don't know what Icon sits as, because Icon's not actually on this map. So I don't know if Icon is a Mack coaster, because it looks exactly like the thing, but it's not on here. So I don't know what Icon comes under. It's not a mega coaster because it's not that big. It's not a hyper, obviously. That's not small. I would imagine it would be I imagine it's not a powered coaster, so I imagine it is a launch coaster, but it's just not on the list. I don't know why it's not on the list, but it's obviously the Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. If I show you Icon, it looks very much like it is a Mack ride, but it's not on that list. I do Icon Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So yeah, as you can see, let's do more images. Let's open this up. As you see, Icon. Yeah, it's very much. It's a big. You've got the layout of Icon. So obviously you got the massive views of it. It's such a cool coaster. Obviously it's in my background as well, behind me. Just, where are we going? That one there. Sorry, that one. It's that one. Yeah. So Icon's an amazing coaster anyway. So it's still a launch coaster. So there it is, Icon. £60 million, but that's Mack. It's definitely a Mack. It's obviously a Mack coaster. It's amazing. Obviously the seats are the same, as you can see. They're all Mack sit down seats, but it's proper amazing, an amazing place. So let's close this down again. Yeah, as I said, I mean, it is a launch coaster, and it looks exactly like this. Obviously, they've just the front end's different. So Blue Flyers has got a different front end. But if that's so you got of that. That's I think that's at SeaWorld. Blue Fire. That's Lisberg. So they haven't got it in here, but they should add Icon to this list, because Icon should be on the website, because Icon is part of it, and it's not even on the map here. So if you go in, I'm pretty much sure you probably won't see Icon. Icon's like up here, and it's definitely a launch coaster because it's the same as Blue Flyer. So Blue Flyer's a mega coaster, but I don't think it's more like Lisberg. I don't know what Lisberg is. I don't know what Helix. Helix is a thing, but it's definitely it's on the same sort of like, yeah, it's Copperhead Strike. Yeah, it's on the same sort of level as them. So it's an amazing coaster. So I don't know why it's not on here. It will be. Obviously, I would imagine that once the Thorpe Park one opens, then it will go on this list, I guess. I I'm not sure, but obviously I will speak to Mack and ask them if they can put Icon on this website, because obviously I'll just contact them and just say, you know, can you put Icon on there, because Icon's not on your website. Yeah, but they're amazing. It's just so cool how their engineering, they can fit stuff so well. Obviously the next generation side of, obviously with the hypercoaster, that's I guess it's going to be a hypercoaster that's going to be up, because it's 236 foot high. So the one that's being built at Fort Park. So it's going to be, obviously I guess the trains are going to be similar to obviously similar, if hypercoaster, I guess the trains, if we look at these ones, let's look at the hypercoasters quickly. Over 200 feet. So basically these are over 200 feet. So like you can see the front of it's the same, but obviously you can change the front of them, because obviously different fronts. Helix has got a different one to Blue Fire, so and so is Icon, so it's got a different front end. So I don't know what the front will be, but obviously the seats will be very much like that, I would imagine. There's only 3 in the world anyway. This is one of them. So obviously as you can see, there's probably more, but at the minute there's only 3 in the world. I think if I pull it out, there's only 3 in the world. Yeah, so there'd be 4. But obviously, Icon's not on this list either, so I don't know how behind. Since they've done these maps, I don't know, but yeah, they're very, 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 very cool. The look of them, the seats, and you obviously, you've got the lights, the LEDs on the front of them. Icon's got lights. I've seen lights on Icon. Yeah, so I mean that's a mega coaster. That's properly tall, and like, as it's obviously you've got so much. It's in such a small space. I think, like, obviously when the ride at Fort Park gets built, it's going to be in such a small space as well, like that. So it's going to be very unique to how it's built. But I just love like the way they, like the inversions and stuff like that. The way that obviously the engineers can get the ride to do what it needs to do. In obviously, because it's not powered, it's just obviously you get to the top of the lift hill and then it just flows automatically. Obviously, the coaster that's getting built in Europa Park, it's going to be awesome. That ride, it's going to be awesome. But yeah, so I just wanted to give a shout out to obviously Mack Rides. Icon is probably one of the best, or is probably the best ride in the UK at the minute. Until obviously you've got other rides in the country. I am a roller coaster enthusiast, so but obviously Icon is amazing. And once they open, obviously you've got other, as I said, you've other rides in the UK that are Mack, and they're all they are really, really well obviously looked after and everything else by the parks that operate them. I wish that they had a Mack coaster at Alton Towers, but they haven't. They've not got, well, the only Mack coaster they've got is the Runaway Mine Train. So they've not got, and the Dark Ride, which is obviously Curse of Water Manor, the new one. But they've not got any sort of Mack coaster, like big coasters as such. Obviously, they've like launch coasters like Icon or things like that. Obviously, they can't go up that high because obviously that they're not allowed to go above the trees. So obviously, they're not allowed to have. So obviously, they had to obviously get rides that fit. But I'm sure that they could have, used space and built, a ride there. So it would have been cool. Anyway, as I said, yeah. So you can also you can download, obviously all the stuff from Mack, but it's such a brilliant. Oh, that's the Ride to Happiness. That's an amazing ride. Obviously, you can see all the rides now. I'll just leave this on for a minute. So this is a mega coaster. I think that's the. Look at that. That's the. Oh, that's that. That's the water coaster. That's awesome. That thing. Look at that. Oh, wow. Wow. That is amazing. And obviously, yeah, it's time machine or time traveler. And you've got obviously the indoor dark rides. Obviously, yeah, you've got the dark rides as well. You've got things like the dark ride here is you've got one at Legoland, which is the Flight of the Skyline. That's a Mack. I forgot about them ones actually. So you got dark rides. We'll have a quick look. I forgot about them ones. Obviously, you got this one here. You've got what we got. So you have dark rides. So you've got loads of dark rides across the world. In the UK, you've got a couple. You've got 3. So in London, you've got the Spirit of London. That's a Mack. So the taxi cab ride, that's a Mack ride. You've got Legoland Windsor, which is obviously that's that is the Flight of the Skyline. You've got another one up here. What's that? You've got one at Alton Towers. Well, I've mentioned the Alton Towers would be the Alton Towers ride would be is Curse of Water Manor. You got one at Europa Park. Yeah, you got Legoland Berlin, Isla Majestica. Majestica. What else have we got? You got one over at Legoland in Chicago. You've got different ones around the world. It doesn't actually show you. You've got Patronus Twin Towers. It's a dark ride there as well. Wow, didn't know that. Oh, you got Ferrari World Abu Dhabi. There's one there as well. Didn't know that either. Yeah, but you've got various rides. So see some of the rides. Some of Mack's dark rides. That looks very cool. I don't know where that is, but that looks awesome. That's very, very awesome. I don't know where. She's got the gun rides. So I think they did do this Curse of Water Manor. Obviously, it was dual before that. So you've got different ride cars, Omnimover rides, and obviously you've got ride cars as well. So they've got multi-traction ride cars. Obviously, you've got the old ones there as well. Submarine dark rides. No, the submarine dark rides. That's a new one. Yellow Submarine. So this one was. Oh, this is the one at. This is the one at Legoland. That's the one at Legoland. I didn't know they produced that. So that's the one. That's the one at Legoland. In Legoland Windsor. So that's really cool. Mystic Swing. Ooh, either mystery. Oh, okay. So this is like a madhouse. It's like a madhouse. A bit like it's the madhouse, Mystic Swing. So that it's like it is like Hex, Alton Towers, and obviously Vekoma do that at Alton Towers. So yeah, so it's a swinging room, basically swings and the room goes round. Yeah, so it's very, very cool. Mystery swing. So I've seen that. Obviously, you got the water coasters as well. So yeah, and you got all different rides there as well. Yeah, so yeah, I just want to do a shout out to them, to Mack Rides. Obviously, I thank Mack Rides for obviously I'm using all their content. So I just wanted to share a massive shout out to Mack Rides. Obviously, just to promote Mack. They're such a cool organization, and an excellent manufacturer, brilliant manufacturer. Yeah, so obviously, and they've got Europe's biggest theme park, which is obviously Europa Park. So yeah, it's a massive park there, huge. And as I said, 90% of the rides are Mack. So that's the base to go if you want to go on a Mack ride. Obviously, there's loads of around the world, but obviously that's the main place. And obviously, with the new ride coming in 2024, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to be over there to see it open. Well, I want to be there to see it open, may I say. So thanks for joining Rands Adventures on this view into Mack. Thanks very much, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for joining. Bye for now.